you're a geeky parent, you probably have moments where you don't know what your kid is talking about. Maybe their interests right now are Minecraft, anime, Marvel, a video game that you've never even heard of. Today I want to share 5 mistakes that parents of geeky kids make. And honestly, I've made these mistakes as well. Number 1, thinking that their interest is just a phase. It can be easy to dismiss Pokémon video game that's trending. All of their friends are playing it and they want to check it out. For example, Goat Simulator. My boys were really interested in Goat Simulator for a while, and sometimes they go back to it. And it was a game I just did not understand, did not get. We're just running around through the streets, kicking things and headbutting things. We assume that they're just going to move on to something else. Even if they do, their current interest is what matters to them right now. Now, first of all, it's normal for kids to go from one thing to another very quickly. One interest, one fascination, one fixation to another. Yet each of those phases is important. It helps them to develop their identity, who they are, what they like, what they don't like. Instead of asking why they're interested in it, ask what they like about it. Number 2, trying to change their interests. Sometimes we just wish our kids liked the things that we did, and we look at it as a time that we could spend together and enjoy doing together. For example, I was running and training for a marathon, and I wanted my boys to join me in on running, but that was just not their interest. Now, my youngest kid did end up coming around and trying it out, but not because I was pushing him or forcing him. It was just because he saw me doing it and my commitment and how I enjoyed it sometimes, and that I got to cross the finish line, that he wanted to run a race with me because he wanted to cross the finish line. Instead, when we join them in what they're interested in, it actually builds connection. I did try Goat Simulator, and I play that with my boys. I did not enjoy the game. However, I enjoyed the excitement on my kids' faces as they were playing, and how they were trying to tell me what to do and how to do it, and showing me these cool tricks that they learned with the controls. That was a bonding moment. They saw that their mom was interested in them and what they were doing and was curious, and joining them in that. It created a place for us to talk. One of the best ways is just being curious instead of criticizing. That also leads me to my next point. Number 3 is never entering their world. When I played Goat Simulator, I knew what the kids were talking about now. So when they would bring it up throughout the day, maybe on a car ride, they would talk about something in Goat Simulator. Remember when we did this? And I knew what they were talking about, so it helped to facilitate conversation and help me to connect with them, even just on a car ride to the store. And it's great to know that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be an expert or a professional. I am never good at video games. You also don't have to play every game. I don't play every game that my kids play. However, I do ask them about it. I try to understand it somewhat, and I'll watch them play it. So it could just even be watching them play a game, watching a movie with them. For example, Five Nights at Freddy's. I am not into horror movies. However, my boys were really interested in that and still are. So my husband and I rented the movie and watched it with them. Another way is building Legos with them, creating a Hot Wheels track, attending an event, going to a comic convention, going to the bookstore. The thing is, you don't have to move into their world. You just need to visit. Number 4, assuming screens are the enemy. Most of us parents try to limit screen time, and I hear you. I am one of them. We have time limits on screen time, and the science makes sense. These games and movies and shows, they're meant to get their attention, and by getting their attention, they're giving them dopamine, and that is a feel-good chemical, and it can become a habit. Think about how many times you've checked your phone today. However, it's not the screen that's the enemy. It's about finding ways to engage with them outside of screens. If they like Harry Potter movies, you can get the illustrated Harry Potter series and read that with them. If they love Minecraft, maybe that's building some of the houses and pigs and piglins with Legos together. If they're fans of Stranger Things, starting a D&D game. You don't even have to have the equipment to do it. You don't have to have all these fancy minifigures or anything like that. You can get started with just a storyline. Sometimes we just use ChatGPT or Gemini to give us a storyline and guide us through a D&D game. Instead of focusing on just reducing the screen time, look at increasing engagement. Number 5, missing opportunities for family traditions. These traditions could be doing a movie marathon. And yes, that's screen time. However, there's those moments for engagement that you can use with it. Every May, we watch all of the Star Wars movies. We make it a marathon. We pick out meals, we make drinks, we make cookies to go along with the movies. So the kids are active in helping me pick out what recipes to try and going to buy the ingredients, preparing them, and enjoying them as we curl up on the couch together to watch the movies. So there's engagement that can happen with that. It could be going to comic conventions or Renaissance festivals. Typically, if you have a Renaissance festival in your town, it's going to be about the same time every year, and you can make that a tradition. Like having my kids pick out their wooden sword and shield for the year every time we go. Something that I also found where my kids can introduce me into a genre or fandom that I didn't even know I would like. Let me know in the comments, what's one geeky interest your child introduced you to? At the end of the day, your child doesn't need you to know everything about Star Wars or Minecraft. They just need to know that what matters to them matters to you too. Connection isn't built in one moment. It's through these small conversations every day, shared experiences, and you just showing up for them. A memory that I cherish was when my son asked me who would win, Darth Vader or Star-Lord. It became a conversation where we called my brother and brought him in on it and still talk about it today. And now we have these conversations. Who would win? Your kids aren't going to remember every toy that you got them or every video game that they played, but they will remember those shared moments and the curiosity and the connection that you built together. When you listen to them, when you ask them questions about their interest, when you entered into their world. And honestly, that's what being a Geek Boy mom taught me. Sometimes the best way to connect with your kid is not to pull them into your world, but to enter theirs. And if you're looking for more ways to connect with your geeky kids, then please like and subscribe for more screen-free family fun.